Find out about the Country Schoolhouse Project at the Pipestone County Museum and hear stories from a former student.
We're at the Pipestone County Museum in Pipestone, Minnesota. Well, right now we're in the Country School exhibit. This came about because we had, in 2012, it came to light that the last country school in Pipestone County had closed 50 years before, 1962. We researched each country school. There were, at one time, 73 districts in Pipestone County, and various things happened to these schools. Sometimes the doors closed and the buildings sat there, and there are a few schools today that are still standing on their original site. Another thing that might have happened is that they were auctioned off, and that includes everything in the building and the building itself. And a lot of these buildings were moved to nearby farms, became the pigsty, or the granary is very common. And some of these schools are actually residences today. As part of this project, we did a couple different things. We have the exhibit. We also had a sign marker project as part of this, where we marked the location of each country school with a sign marker that tells the name of the number of the district and the years it was in operation. And the other part of the project we did was we put together this book, Rural Schools of Pipestone County. And in this, we have all the information we were able to find on each district, such as when it was formed, maybe if we had any information on it during its operation, and when it closed, and what happened to the building, and maybe where the kids were consolidated to. This exhibit, we have the school desks in here. We have some world maps and that used to be in the schools. I all had those pull-down maps. We have a drinking fountain that is very interesting. It's a crock that you had to pump water from the well into a bucket, bring that in, dump it in the crock, and then it actually had a drinking fountain fixture on it, so it would run up and the waste would go down into a bucket. That's pretty neat. I do like to show people the map that we have of Pipestone County, where we marked the location of all the schools. We had a number of people assisting on this project. As I mentioned, the community. We had a great response from the community. It seems to be a topic that resonates with a lot of people. A lot of people, if they didn't go to country school, their parents might have gone to country school and they remember hearing about it. Morris Bickford was a big help in this project. He went to District Number 12 and he shared his story with us, and he turned in some photographs.
I helped with the country school project at the museum. We're at District 3, Pipestone County School District Number 3, and this was the first school built in Pipestone County. Fortunately, we were able to preserve it. There were probably 70 of these in the county at one time, and there are about 3 left. They've been closed now for a little over 50 years. About 3 or 4 times a year, there's people from different schools in the county bring kids in here. Usually 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, maybe up to 5th grade. And I'm a country kid for a couple hours, and I tell them about my country kid experiences. That's why I'm dressed like this, because country kids dress this way. Boys did. Girls had their own outfits, and we liked this. We had lots of pockets, so we were collectors. Right now I've got a pocket knife, I've got a watch that don't work, I've got a bullet I found on the road. And we were finders and keepers. If we found it, it was ours. Even if we knew who it belonged to, once in a while we might get it back to them. Depends on how we got along with them for the next few days.
One of the ones that sticks in my mind, just because of where kind of our culture has gone to from maybe 1960 to today, is there were several memories of drowning gophers in detail, and that it kind of surprised me, but it was all part of going to school. Another one I really liked, a story that I liked that we got, was there were some kids that rode their horse to school. And some of the schools had a barn where they could park their horse for the day. But one of the stories that sticks in my mind is the horse that the boy would ride his horse to school. He'd get off, he'd go into the school, and the horse would turn around and go home by itself. I think that's pretty fun. We do use this exhibit in our school tours to try to have kids today connect a little bit with what it might have been like to go to school even 50, 60 years ago. And we talk about walking to school. Some kids walk to school today. Some of them ride their bikes. None of them ride their horse. So that's fun with the kids.
I think it's something that happened in our area, in our county particularly, and I think it's a nice gesture that we remember these schools were here. And the people that attended them are getting kind of rare. So just for the sake of history, I think it's kind of a nice project.
Being not in the far history, but as recent as 50 years ago, allows the generation today, the kids today, to really connect to this country school generation, because it's not that long ago. It's still living. They know the people that went to country school, and I think the kids that went to country school, for the most part, it's fond memories to them. The story of country school it's an American story. It's really ingrained in our history. And finding this connection in Pipestone County, it's the story of America.